Andy Katz here with NCAA.com and March Madness with some Big 12 preseason predictions. All right, let's start off with my Big 12 preseason player of the year, the player that Bill Self, the head coach of Kansas, the Hall of Famer, had touted to me and many others earlier, and that's Devon Dotson. I think Devon Dotson will be the Big 12 preseason player of the year and in the postseason. And I think there's a good chance that once again, Kansas will resume winning the Big 12 after a one-year hiatus of not winning it, as Texas Tech and K-State won it last season. All right, for the freshman of the year, going to go to Texas Tech. Jameis Ramsey had a big summer for the Red Raiders on their tour down in the Bahamas. Look for Ramsey to have a major impact on Texas Tech and keep them right in the hunt for a possible first or second place finish in the Big 12. My most underrated player in the Big 12 comes from Baylor, Tristan Clark. Now, those following the Big 12 have seen plenty of Tristan Clark highlights, but nationally, after January, since he was hurt, people forgot about him. Tristan Clark is back for the Baylor Bears. He's going to have a chance to actually push for Big 12 Player of the Year, but I think right now he is the most underrated player in the Big 12. This is a Baylor team that Scott Drew has that could get back to another Elite Eight, and who knows after that. All right, my 5 important Big 12 games in the non-conference. Keep in mind, yet again, I'm going to keep saying this. I'm not repeating games that may have appeared on other conference preseason predictions, so I'm looking for other games that I haven't mentioned yet. So let's start off with one of the biggest games that's going to be all season long, Kentucky at Texas Tech in the SEC Big 12 Challenge. That'll be on January 25th. That's going to be a monster showdown for both Kentucky and Texas Tech. Number 2, which I think could have equal billing on that day on January 25th, on that SEC Big 12 Challenge Day, Baylor at Florida. Florida or Kentucky, one of those two schools is going to win the SEC, and Baylor is going to be right there with Kansas and Texas Tech. So, monster showdown for the Baylor Bears at Florida in Gainesville. Seton Hall at Iowa State. For the Cyclones, who I think will be back in the NCAA tournament, this will be a huge victory if they can get it over what I think will be the preseason favorite in the Big East, a potential number 1 seed. So if Iowa State at Hilton can knock off Seton Hall, tremendous win for them in the non-conference. That game is on December 8th. Oklahoma at Wichita State. Now, I think the Shockers could be a sleeper in the American. This is a good game for the Sooners. This will be on December 14th. That's the kind of game, if you win in the non-conference, people will take notice of Oklahoma. And then I think this is a critical game for Texas. This is also part of that SEC Big 12 Challenge. LSU at Texas. LSU maybe not getting as much pub here in the preseason, but they're going to be a tournament team. And if Texas wants to be a tournament team, that's the kind of win you've got to get in the middle of January against a team like LSU. And my bold prediction is, yet again, we're going to see this in the Big 12. I think come February, 8 of 10, at least 8 of 10 of the Big 12 schools will feel like they have a chance to get into the NCAA tournament. I'm not saying all 8 are getting in, but I think at that point in the season, 8 of the 10 will feel like they're still in contention for an NCAA tournament berth.